Hey everyone, I came to share this story about what happened on the flight back from Accra, Ghana to London. Well, on Sunday I was flying back from Accra, Ghana, and I was going to LA, but I had a transit in London. So our flight was like around 11:30 at night or 11 at night, and as we were boarding, I ended up sitting next to this Ghanaian man. So he looked like he wasn't handsome. Like he wasn't ugly, but I didn't consider him handsome. So he was tall, like about 6 foot tall, but he was like video chatting with his wife. Sorry. So he was video chatting with his wife with no headphones. So they're talking and I'm just kind of like I'm not even paying attention. And as he's talking to his wife, all of a sudden the camera just goes, and I'm like on camera now, and I see his wife, so I'm like, oh hi. It was weird, but that was the start of like a 2 hour long conversation. Like he literally would not stop talking, but he started he told me that was his wife, so I was like, okay, cool. So he started talking about how he has lived in London for 11 years and how he works for a security company and how he really doesn't do much work at all, and he just stays on his phone and watches YouTube and gets paid £2,100 a month. And he was saying how he has another job where he gets paid like £500 or £600 a month. And he literally pulled up his bank account while we're in the air. So I don't know if he had Wi-Fi. I don't know if he could still use his phone or if he had a bank statement. But all I know is that he pulled it up and he had receipts. It showed the $2,100, pound deposit and his little £600 deposit. And he was like, I make £2,700 a month. And that's a lot. And he was saying how he stays 3 months in the UK now and goes back to Ghana for a month, and how he sells phones in Ghana to pay for his 5 bedroom house that he's building in Malum, which sounds like it's in a village the way he described it. But anyway, so he was saying how he actually has a British passport. Like he doesn't have a visa, he has a British passport. And he was saying how he has all these children, and first he was just talking about 2 kids, and he was saying how I asked him, like, why don't have your kids ever been to the UK? And he said no, he wants to wait till he finishes his house in Ghana first. Okay. Whatever. So as he was bragging about his son, saying his son is about 15 years old or 16, and he's taller than him, and the dad is like 6 foot, and then the son was like 6'2" or something like that. So he was like boasting and talking about his daughter and showing me pictures of his like 11-year-old daughter. And then he told me that he married he has kids with a white lady. And one thing I noticed is that a lot of them will call you white if you are from a white country, or if you're white, have white skin. So sometimes you don't even know. So I was like, with white skin or what? And he was like, yeah. And, we were married. And I was like, oh, okay. So as we were talking, he started talking about like younger kids. And he was like, oh, my children are this 15, 11, 4, 3, and 2.5. Something like that. I don't remember their exact age, but I know the youngest one was 2.5. So he kept saying, oh, my wife has 2 kids. So I was confused. I was like, oh, okay. I'm thinking that his new wife has 2 kids. But it turns out his new wife, he has 2 kids with his new wife that are 15 and 11. So I was confused. And I said, wait, I don't understand. Like, you need to explain this to me, because what you're saying is not making any sense. And he explained that his current wife, they had a traditional wedding, over 11 years ago, before they got married, before he went to the UK. So maybe 15 or 16 years ago, they had their traditional marriage. They had their traditional marriage, and he kept saying, but we didn't sign paper. We didn't sign the paper. We didn't sign the paper. So even though, like, I'm pretty sure Ghana recognizes traditional marriages, he made it clear that, you know, he wasn't in violation of his British passport or whatever, you know, by being married to two women. So he kept saying, oh, no, I mean, it was traditional marriage, but that's legal in Ghana. You know, people recognize the traditional marriage as a real marriage. So he was just trying to make his hands look clean for his immigration stuff. But he said that he went to London and he was dating this white lady for like 4 months or so when she got pregnant. And he said immediately when he found out, he ran away. He packed his little bag and ran away. And his friends end up telling him like, oh no, you're not, that's not good. You need to go back. You're wrong, blah, blah, blah. So he went back, and when he got to the lady, you know, the girlfriend, he said, you know, he apologized for running away and said that we need to get married because I don't want to be an illegal father. He don't want to be an illegal father. And her response was like, what are you talking about, get married? Like, I don't even know you. And homeboy told her, well, you don't know me, but you're pregnant for me. Like, to make her feel bad. And then she was like, oh, okay, you know, you're right. All right. So they started the paperwork, and he let me know that from the starting point to him getting his British passport, like, he's no longer you know, a visa holder. He has a British passport. He said it took 4 years. And he was like, it was so fast. It was so fast. And he was saying how he didn't really like her very much because she was always giving him problems. I don't know what that means, but he made it clear that at the third year into the visa process, that the wife said, I guess at the third year, he was like the equivalent to like a U.S. green card, and he needed to stay with her 1 more year in order to get that British passport. So at year 3, she asked him like, once you get that British passport, you're gonna leave me, huh? And he said, oh no, like, why would you think that, you know? And he said, but she didn't know he already had 1 foot out the door. He was just waiting. This is his exact word. I had 1 foot out the door. She didn't know I was waiting. The other foot was waiting to catch up and join the other one.